Ladies and gentlemen, you keep waiting for the right time, the perfect plan, the clearer path, the green light. But here's the truth. No one wants to say, if you're waiting, you're already falling behind. Life doesn't reward hesitation. It doesn't care how ready you feel or how long you've been planning. It rewards action. It rewards movement. It rewards the bold. The people you look up to, they weren't smarter. They weren't luckier. They just didn't wait. So here's your wake-up call. Loud, raw, and real. Every second you wait is a second someone else is grinding. While you're sitting, they're building. While you're planning, they're producing. While you're hesitating, they're winning. This is not a game. This is your life. And if you don't get moving, if you don't start now, you're not just standing still, you're losing ground. You keep waiting for the right time, the perfect opportunity, the stars to align, the exact moment when everything feels secure. But let's be honest, that moment doesn't exist. If you're waiting, you're losing. Every second that ticks by is not neutral. It's costing you. It's not just time slipping away. It's opportunity, growth, progress, life. Because the world isn't pausing while you hesitate. It's moving. The competition is running. The ambitious are working. The hungry are grinding. And if you're still stuck in the cycle of someday, then understand this. Your dream doesn't die overnight. It fades, slowly, while you keep delaying the decision to act. The lie society sells you is this, that you need to be ready. But readiness is a destination. But here's the truth. Readiness is a myth. You don't get ready and then start. You start, and through action, you become ready. Look around you. The people who are winning, they aren't waiting. They aren't the most talented. They aren't the luckiest. They're just bold enough to move. Bold enough to try, to fail, to learn, and to keep going while others are still preparing. You've got to start where you are. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Now. Because waiting won't save you. It won't elevate you. It won't change your situation. Only work will. You don't rise by waiting. You rise by doing. Maybe you're afraid. Maybe you're uncertain. Good. That means you're alive. But fear is not a stop sign. It's a signal. A sign that what you're about to do actually matters. The cost of waiting is far greater than the cost of trying and failing. And when you finally realize that, that's when everything shifts. Let's break down what this first hour is about. Shifting from passive hope to active grind. Understanding that the mindset of waiting is rooted in fear, perfectionism, and false expectations. You don't conquer that by thinking more. You conquer it by doing more. You take the step, you start the project. You launch the idea. You make the call. You hit the gym. You wake up early. You write the page. You send the email. You do the thing. Not next month. Not when you have more clarity. Now. Because guess what? If you keep waiting for perfect timing, someone else who's less talented but more consistent will beat you. Not because they're better, but because they showed up every single day. Shh. Shh. That's the energy this hour is about. It's not about hype. It's about action. The grind starts here. If you're waiting, you're losing. So move. Let's go. You think starting is hard? Try carrying the weight of regret, the weight of years past, the weight of ideas never executed. The weight of ideas never executed. The heavy silence of dreams buried beneath hesitation. You think starting a business, getting in shape, or changing your life is painful? Sure, it is, but not nearly as painful as knowing you had a shot and you wasted it because you were waiting for things to feel comfortable. Let me ask you something real. How many times have you talked yourself out of action? How many opportunities have you missed because you are busy convincing yourself it wasn't the right time? Regret is the ghost of the person you could have become. But staying before a big dream, you keep action on the regret and get to the bottom. And if you're not careful, that ghost will haunt every room you walk into. Because here's what's brutal about waiting. It feels safe until it isn't. It tricks you into thinking you're preserving yourself. It makes you feel like you're being wise, responsible, patient. But the reality is, you're choosing pain anyway. Only the pain of waiting is slow, silent, and invisible until it becomes unbearable. Every choice has pain, the pain of discipline or the pain of disappointment. And every time you delay, you're choosing the latter. You skip the workout, now you carry the shame. You delay the call, now you carry missed opportunity. You don't speak up, now you carry silence and self-doubt. You stall on the idea, now you watch someone else build it. That's not protection, that's slow destruction. Comfort is the tuition you pay to grow. You can't skip the hard part, you can only delay it. And when you do, it grows interest. You're not saving yourself, you're making it worse. Your brain is wired for survival, not success. It wants comfort, predictability, safety. And when you go to push against that, to launch, to lift, to speak, to start, it throws you doubts. What if it doesn't work? What will they think? What if you fail? But success doesn't grow in comfort. It grows in the dirt, in the stress, in the risk, in the messy, painful, uncomfortable action. Growth is violent. It rips comfort to pieces. Progress is loud. It drowns out excuses. If you wait until you feel ready, you'll die still waiting. The cure for fear is motion. You don't need 10 more hours of thinking. You need 10 seconds of courage. That's it. Send the message. Get out of bed. Pick up the weight. Walk into the room. Do the one small thing that gets you moving. And suddenly, you're not stuck anymore. You've got momentum. And momentum is stronger than motivation. Remember, clarity comes from action, not thinking, not waiting. Start ugly. Start scared. Start anyway. If you wait for comfort, you'll never build anything that matters. Fear is loud at the beginning, but discipline silences it. Let me tell you something that separates the committed from the casual. They build while others sleep. While the average person is snoozing through life, hitting the alarm, scrolling through nonsense, talking about someday, the real ones are already grinding. They're building when nobody sees. They're putting in reps when it's cold, when it's early, when it's uncomfortable, when it's dark. Because they know the work you do in silence becomes the success they can't ignore. You want to win? then stop waiting for motivation to show up like some invited guest. You show up. You build. You bleed for it. Success is not about announcements. It's not about talking. It's about putting your head down and doing the work nobody else is willing to do. You've got to stop hitting snooze on your alarm and on your life. That extra hour of sleep you're defending like it's gold, that's the same hour someone else is using to edge past you. The morning doesn't care about your excuses. The opportunity doesn't wait for your comfort. The grind doesn't slow down for your feelings. Winners live by a different clock. They don't rise when it's easy. They rise because it's necessary. They don't train when they feel like it. They train until it feels normal. Building isn't glamorous. It's not pretty. It's not instantly rewarding. It's sweat. It's frustration. It's lonely nights and quiet mornings. It's choosing work over likes, growth over gossip, purpose over pleasure. But this is where legends are made. In the hours nobody claps for. In the reps nobody posts about. In the decisions nobody sees. Grind now, so you don't have to explain later. Let the results walk into the room before you do. You want real success? Stop chasing fast. Stop chasing hacks. Stop chasing shortcuts. You don't build greatness in a viral moment. You build it brick by brick. One disciplined day. One intentional action. One sacrifice at a time. Every brick you lay in silence becomes the fortress they can't knock down. That's legacy. That's power. That's dominance. You don't need applause. You need consistency. You don't need praise. You need purpose. You don't need permission. You need drive. Winners are made when no one's watching. Your future is built in the hours you think no one sees. Grind early. Grind ugly. Grind tired. But grind. Discipline is rare. That's why success is too. What you do in the dark determines what shines in the light. Let's kill the myth right now. Winners aren't lucky. They're not special. They're not born with something you don't have. They just don't wait. They don't wait for clarity. They don't wait for confidence. They don't wait for someone to validate their path. They move. They build. They outwork. While others are planning the perfect move, they're stacking imperfect wins. While others are waiting for a sign, they're creating one. While others are dreaming, they're doing. Because they know waiting is a decision, and it's a decision to lose. You think there's a massive gap between you and the people winning? There's not. The difference is simple. They started. You're still thinking about it. They committed. They took action through fear. They stopped negotiating with procrastination. Action separates the talkers from the doers. Action builds confidence. Waiting builds excuses. You want what they have? Then do what they did. Not once, not sometimes, but relentlessly. Here's a hard truth. Motivation fades. That fire you feel right now, it'll burn out by next week if you don't anchor it in habits. Motivation is the spark, but habits are the engine. Don't wait to feel like working. Make working who you are. Don't wait to be inspired. Be consistent, and inspiration will follow. Don't wait for the schedule to open up. Fit your grind into the cracks of your life. Winners don't need perfect conditions. They need discipline. You say you're waiting for the right time. Let's be honest. That's fear dressed up like logic. You're not too tired. You're not too busy. You're not too late. You're just too used to waiting. And that's got to stop today. The clock isn't your friend. It's your competitor. You care. Every second you waste, someone else is gaining. Excuses are chains. And every time you repeat one, you wrap yourself tighter in failure. Break the loop. Break the lie. Break free. Waiting is the slowest form of failure. You're not behind. You're just not moving. Talk is cheap. Work is priceless. Discipline will take you places. Motivation never could. Winners don't think about it. They get to work. Let's get something straight. You're not supposed to be comfortable right now. That tension you feel, that frustration, that restlessness, good. That's pressure. And pressure is exactly what you need, because pressure creates power. Diamonds aren't born in ease. Champions aren't made in convenience. Legends don't rise from perfect conditions. They're built in pressure, refined in fire, sharpened in struggle. The difference between those who break and those who break through? The mindset under pressure. Most people fold when things get hard. They run. They complain. They shrink. But not you. When the pressure hits, you elevate. When things get heavy, you dig deeper. When life tests you, you fight harder. Because you understand, pressure is a sign that you're in the zone, that you're building something that matters. If it's easy, it's not growth. If it's painless, it's not real progress. Stop praying for it to get easier. Start preparing to get stronger. Pressure is feedback. It means you're playing at the edge of your current ability. And that edge, that's where greatness begins. Use it. Use the doubt. Use the fear. Use the discomfort. Let it fuel the fire. Let it push you when motivation won't. Let it remind you that growth always comes with resistance. Pressure is the privilege of pursuit. If you weren't chasing something big, you wouldn't feel it. So, stop seeing it as a problem and start treating it like power. The mind will always offer a way out when things get hard. It's too much. You're not ready. Take a break. You know what that voice is? The voice of mediocrity. We use the facts of critical support. And we want you to say that the world will be and every time you listen, it gets stronger. But when you ignore it, when you push anyway, something changes. You become more than your fear. You become more than your circumstances. You become the kind of person who finishes, no matter what. That's how winners are born. Not by chance, but by choice. Pressure isn't your enemy. It's your invitation. The grind gets harder right before the breakthrough. You don't grow when it's easy. You grow when you're under fire. People are better and done. Pressure builds empires if you don't quit. Let's stop playing this game. Hope is not a plan. Wishing is not a strategy. Waiting is not winning. You're not going to stumble into success. You're not going to get lucky one day. You're not going to wake up and suddenly be ready. Success belongs to the executors. The ones who take the idea and move before it's perfect. The ones who don't just think, talk, and plan, they do. They don't hope for change. They become the change. Every single person has a list of reasons why they can't. But the great ones, they don't even acknowledge that list. They have one reason, to move because they said they would. That's what separates the amateur from the professional. Not talent, not circumstances, not even resources. It's execution. Getting it done when it's boring. Getting it done when you're tired. Getting it done when no one's clapping. That's discipline. That's power. That's how you win. You keep telling yourself, I'll start next week. I'll go harder when I'm ready. I'll launch when it's perfect. And that's why you're stuck. Because you've confused preparing with progressing. You've traded execution for overthinking. Now, and all that planning is just fear in disguise. Want to move forward? Start before you're ready. Take messy action. Learn by doing. Adjust on the fly. You don't need 100 steps. You need one bold move today. Momentum doesn't show up, you create it. And you create it by stringing together disciplined days stacked with small, consistent execution. One decision to work when others rest. One rep when you feel like quitting. 1 hour of focused grind when distractions call. That's the formula. Not flashy, not complicated, but it's the difference between people who dream and people who deliver. Momentum is built through motion, not motivation. Hope is passive. Execution is power. No more talking. It's time to move. Discipline is doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. You don't need more motivation. You need more movement. Nothing works unless you do. Look around you. You feel it, don't you? Time slipping fast. Every second that passes, you don't get back. Every hour wasted isn't just gone. It's an opportunity buried. You say you're waiting for the right moment. Here's the text in phonetic spelling to make it easier for a text-to-speech model to pronounce. Here's the truth. That moment is already dying. You're not early. You're not ahead. You're already behind. And the clock, it doesn't care about your plans. It doesn't care about your fear. It doesn't care about your comfort zone. It just keeps moving. And if you don't start moving with it, it's going to leave you behind. You want to know what top performers all have in common? Urgency. They don't wait. They don't pause. They don't hesitate. They attack their goals like there's a fire under their feet. Because there is. Oh, the elite know the window is closing, and they move like it. Every day they delay is a day someone else is grinding harder. Every minute they waste is a minute their competition is capitalizing on. This isn't about pressure. This is about urgency with purpose. Most people never win because they're waiting for perfect plan, perfect team, perfect day. And while they wait, the hungry ones move and win. Imperfect action beats perfect inaction every time. Start with what you have, where you are, with zero excuses. You'll learn as you go. You'll grow as you build. But only if you start now. Here's the harsh truth. Your time isn't unlimited. You don't get forever. You don't even get tomorrow guaranteed. That dream you keep pushing to, later, it might never see daylight. If you want change, move now. If you want freedom, work now. If you want results, grind now. The finish line is out there, but so is the expiration date on your potential. And you don't know which one comes first. The clock doesn't wait. Why are you? If you don't act now, someone else will. Urgency isn't panic. It's purpose in motion. You're not running out of ideas. you're running out of time. One day or day one, you decide. Let's be real. You're not out of time. You're out of focus. The time is there. The hours exist. You just keep giving them away to distractions, to nonsense, to the things that don't build you. You want to win? Then you've got to get ruthless with your time. Every scroll, every pointless conversation, every just 5 more minutes adds up, and it's stealing your future. You're not just fighting laziness. You're fighting distraction on demand. Your phone, your notifications, your habits, they're not just entertaining you, they're training you to settle, to stay busy instead of getting better. The world wants your attention, but your dream needs it more. If you can't control your focus, you'll never control your future. Because attention is currency, and most people are going broke by the hour. Focus isn't natural, it's trained. And the ones at the top, they trained for total discipline. They lock in when others check out. They say no when others say, why not? They narrow in on their path and eliminate everything else. That's not obsession, that's ownership. They own their time. They own their habits. They own their results. Because they protect their focus like it's gold. And it is. Every yes to distraction is a no to your growth. You don't have to do everything. You have to do the right things, consistently, intensely, without compromise. Start cutting. Cut the toxic energy. Cut the wasted time. Cut the aimless habits. Be surgical. Be cold if you have to, because your future is worth more than anyone's opinion about how you spend your time. If it's not getting you closer, it's pulling you further away, and that's not acceptable anymore. You're not tired, you're distracted. Discipline isn't punishment, it's freedom. End. John. Discipline. End. Every distraction you entertain delays your destination. End. Focus is the superpower of this generation. Master it. Say no loudly. Say yes intentionally. This is it. You've come this far, not just in this speech, but in your life. You battled distraction, crushed excuses, pushed through doubt, and now you're staring at the mirror. The question is, are you going to finish strong or fade out? Most people never finish what they start. They go hard for a while, then coast. They talk big, then walk small. But not you. Because if you've made it here, hour 9, then something inside you is different. We're not here to flirt with greatness. You're here to claim it. Let's be clear. Finishing strong doesn't mean you stop. It means you close this chapter with fire. So the next one starts with momentum. Winning isn't a finish line. It's a lifestyle. And the winners, they show up on the final rep like it's the first. No fatigue, no retreat, just execution. When your body says stop, your mind says, we're not done yet. When the results don't show, your discipline still does. Anyone can start, but the legacy is built in how you finish. Think of the greats. They didn't get remembered for how they warmed up. They're remembered for how they closed. They dug deep. They left it all out there. They walked off with nothing left inside. And that's what you need to do. Empty the tank. Give that project everything you've got. Wake up tomorrow like it's the most important day of your life. Train, build, create, grind, like the world is watching, even if it's not yet. What if you treated every single day like the ninth hour? No tomorrow, no later, only this is it. Let's finish strong. That mindset doesn't just change your results, it transforms your identity. You stop becoming someone who tries and become someone who executes relentlessly. You become the person who shows up tired and still gets it done. Doesn't post about the grind, but lives it. Doesn't need validation because results speak louder. You can leave here fired up, inspired, motivated, and still change nothing. Or you can take this fire and make it your standard. No more waiting, no more delaying, no more asking for permission. This is your moment, your fight, your life. And if you're still waiting, then you're still losing. Finish what you start, like a warrior, not a tourist. Fatigue is a liar. Keep going. Your legacy is written in how you finish, not how you begin. No retreat, no regrets. Just results. If not now, when? Let's be honest. You didn't listen to this for 10 hours by accident. You're not here because you're weak. You're here because something inside you knows. You were made for more. More than average. More than fear. More than settling. You're not waiting for the world to give you a sign. This speech was the sign. It's your time now. And there's only one thing left to do. Step into it fully, finally, fiercely. You want to win? Then stop giving yourself a way out. No more, if this doesn't work. No more, I'll try for a while. No more, maybe next year. Burn the plan B. Burn the backup route. Burn the idea that failure is the end. It's not. It's fuel. And you've got to use it, not run from it. The most dangerous people in the world are the ones who have nothing to lose because they've already sacrificed comfort for purpose. Be that dangerous. You don't build a legacy overnight. You do it hour by hour, choice by choice, rep by rep. And while most people want fast, you're going to go deep. Because what's built fast often breaks fast. But what's built in silence, what's built in sweat, grind, solitude, and sacrifice, that becomes unbreakable. So keep building when no one's watching, when no one's clapping, when no one believes in you but you. You don't need applause. You need action. You don't have forever. People think they've got time, but your window is closing every single day. And if you're still waiting, you're still losing. Every maybe later is a lie. Every delay is disrespect to your own potential. So let this be the last hour you wait. The last hour you talk more than you walk. The last hour you shrink yourself for fear of failure. The next hour, that's where your life changes. Make this your identity. Outwork them. Outlast them. Outlearn them. Out-execute everyone. And when the world asks you how you did it, you won't need to say a word. Your results will speak for you. No more waiting, just working. You don't need time. You need fire. They laughed until the results shut them up. No backup plan, just forward motion. If you want to be great, this is your moment. Take it. Subscribe to The Power Path for daily, hard-hitting motivational content. Turn on notifications so you never miss a dose of mental fuel. Drop a comment. What are you going to stop waiting for? Share this with someone who needs to wake up and move.